Good morning. This is the weather hazard briefing for Thursday, September 18th. Thank you for joining us. We'll go ahead and take a look at what we're expecting here for the next few days. High pressure remains over the region until the weekend, and that's when precipitation chances do return to parts of eastern Idaho. But we do still have high confidence in above normal temperatures continuing at least through the early to middle part of next week. As far as our weather risk outlook is concerned, really no weather concerns here the next couple of days. And then as we get into the weekend, we do have those shower and thunderstorm chances returning to the forecast for a couple of days, and then it looks like it'll become dry once again as we get into the day on Monday. Looking at the satellite from across the western United States, you can see there's not much in the way of clouds across all of the entire state of Idaho, for that matter. Things are very quiet out there this morning, and that'll generally continue here for the next day or so. As far as temperatures are concerned today, the upward trend that we've talked about the last couple of days is well underway, as today should feature temperatures at or above normal for this time of year. So expecting a lot of upper 70s, maybe even some lower 80s across the lower elevations today, with some of those mountain locations topping out in the upper 60s to even lower 70s. So certainly much warmer than what we saw earlier this week. Winds remain light across the area. Really no significant winds expected here for the next couple of days, in fact. So generally just a light breeze, 10, maybe 15 miles per hour at best. Again, thunderstorm and precipitation chances essentially zero today. Not expecting to have any here today and probably again tomorrow. As we get into tonight, Friday morning, our temperatures continue to creep up a couple of degrees. Again, these will also be above normal for this time of year, generally mid to upper 40s across most of the area, maybe some lower 50s in parts of the lower Snake Plain and the Magic Valley. So about 10 to maybe 15 degrees warmer than what we saw at the first part of this week. And again, this upward trend kind of continues here into the weekend. Tomorrow looks to be one of the warmer days here. Probably get some lower 80s across much of the Snake Plain, the Magic Valley, maybe some upper 70s as you head up towards Idaho Falls and Rexburg. But again, well above normal temperatures for this time of year by about 3 to 5 degrees, say, for much of the region on Friday. Again, no wind concerns, generally just a light breeze during the afternoon. We will have tomorrow's probably one of the warmer and drier days, so these relative humidity values on Friday hovering about 20 to 25%, maybe getting close to 15% in a few spots. But again, winds will be real light, so that should negate any significant fire weather concerns. And again, it looks very dry across the region tomorrow. As we get into Friday night, Saturday morning, again, warmer than normal overnight low temperatures, generally from the mid 40s to mid 50s, depending on your location. Saturday looks like we'll probably have a little bit more cloud cover in place across the area, so that might help drop temps a couple of degrees from where we were on Friday, with generally mid to upper 70s across much of the lower elevations, maybe some lower 80s in a few spots. And that's generally where our temps are going to be throughout the weekend and into the early part of next week, give or take, a couple of degree fluctuation from one day to the next. Friday, again, maybe a tad bit more wind than Thursday, but still no significant wind concerns. Now, as we get into the day Saturday, this is when we'll start to see some precipitation chances return. It looks like on Saturday, it'll be mostly across the southern third of the forecast area, but and even then, those chances are pretty low on Saturday, but they're not zero, which is where they are today and tomorrow. So we do have at least a little bit of potential for some lightning, some showers and thunderstorms, likely of the dry variety, but perhaps we could see a little bit of precipitation come out of some of those on Saturday. Very mild temperatures Saturday night into Sunday. As you can see, like low to mid 50s across a good portion of the Snake Plain and into the Magic Valley. So again, well above normal for this time of year. Still get some 30s and 40s across the higher terrain, but even for those locations, it is above normal for this time of year. Sunday, generally mid 70s across the lower elevations, and we do have some precipitation chances as well on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the briefing tomorrow. But as far as the 6 to 10 day outlook is concerned, very high confidence in these above normal temperatures continuing. We will probably have at least some decent precipitation chances in the early to middle part of next week, hence the above normal probabilities. And as far as our 8 to 14 day outlook, yesterday it looked very likely that we would get a pretty significant system coming into the latter part of next week. Some models still have that. A few other models are backing away from that now. So we'll have to see where things go. But you can see at least parts of the western United States showing some below normal temperature potential with that system. But there's still quite a bit of uncertainty with that. But it does look like at least some decent precipitation chances will remain in the forecast in that 8 to 14 day outlook. We'll see how things play out. So you'll just have to stay tuned and watch future briefings to find out more on that. But otherwise, that's all I have for you today. Again, should be pretty quiet here for the next couple of days and then become a little bit more active during the weekend, but still nothing too crazy. So things look to be relatively quiet here for the next few days. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.